Should you use hashtags on Pinterest in 2024? That is exactly what I'm going to break down for you in today's YouTube episode. I'm Emily Vales. I'm a Pinterest marketing and ad strategist, and for the past 4.5 years, I've helped my clients and my students increase their traffic and turn it into profit through the power of Pinterest marketing. So in the past, I have always been very anti-hashtags on Pinterest. And it's one of those topics where one day hashtags are in, the next day hashtags are out. And for the past couple of years, it's been a hard pass with hashtags on Pinterest. And Pinterest has even said, you don't need to use hashtags on the platform. And if you were using hashtags, it actually kind of looked a little bit spammy because nobody used hashtags on the platform. Well, guess what? I can hardly believe that I am saying this, but I'm kind of interested in testing hashtags on Pinterest in 2024. And the reason for that being, if you have not created a pin recently on Pinterest, I encourage you to go and see what it says for you. So when I go to my Pinterest app, I click the plus sign on my Pinterest app, then I click on pin and I go to create that pin. Pinterest, in the area where it says description, it actually mentions hashtags. What? And so this is something that has not always been there, and it makes you wonder, will using hashtags help with the searchability of my content? So it's a really interesting change that they made. And Pinterest, they're not always great about letting everybody know about updates and changes. Some things are made very clear. When Pinterest announced that idea pins were going away, everybody knew there was a big announcement. There are other things that are subtle and they just kind of disappear or they just kind of come back and it's like magic. So with hashtags, it's kind of interesting that it says that within the pin description now, and it would lead one to believe that maybe we should try hashtags. And when you are thinking about using hashtags in the past, I never recommended using a lot, maybe 2 or 3, but it's probably been, 5+ years ago, maybe 4, I can't even remember now, that we were using hashtags. So it's something that I'm really interested in testing, and I would love for probably at least 30 to maybe 60 days, test a portion of my pins where I am creating one video with hashtags, one without, on the same day, maybe not too far apart, and doing it for a specific length of time where I can really do a split test, because that's really the only way that you can see if something's making a difference, is to not just perform a test, but also give it some time, because Pinterest is a search engine. So it takes time to see growth and results. So that would apply to performing a split test like that as well, where if you really want to see true accurate data, then you would need to give it some time. I actually think 30 days probably wouldn't be long enough. I would say more like 60 days before you would analyze those results. So I'm kind of curious. I might start testing a few pins and adding in some hashtags. And if you decide to do the same and test and see how are your pins with hashtags kind of measuring up against your pins without hashtags, with the pins that you're adding hashtags to, I would recommend only adding 2 or 3 hashtags. And of course, you want to use the keywords that you want to rank for within that specific content. So if I had a pin that was all about Pinterest management, I might have a hashtag that says Pinterest manager and then work from home jobs. Maybe I'm using those 2 hashtags, for example. So of course, like always, when you're using keywords, you would want to make sure that any hashtags as well are highly relevant to that content. And like I said, maybe only using 2 or 3. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are if you are going to test this. And, I'm not convinced that hashtags are here to stay or that there's something that is going to make a huge difference, but I'm interested in testing and seeing what happens. And I would love to hear your thoughts and what you think about hashtags on Pinterest. So what I would like for you to do, I would love for you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I can't wait to see you soon in next week's video. Bye for now.